Okay, man, let's talk a little bit about some down picking technique. There's a couple of variables to consider here. First of all, trying to make sure you're not letting too much of the tip of the pick past the string as you're doing the down picking. Little physics lesson here. Basically, the further past the strings you are, the harder it is to like push the pick through the string like that. So if we just attack the string with like the lightest, tiniest little bit of the tip of the pick, it slides off that much easier. This is a tiny difference of like millimeters, but it does end up mattering when you're doing a lot of aggressive down picking for a long period of time. The less energy we can expend, the better. Secondly, tilting the pick this way helps a lot. So you probably heard about pick slanting before, maybe. If you haven't, look up Troy Grady. He's like the guy for like right hand picking technique ideas like this. If we angle our hand a little bit so like that bottom part is coming out and away from the body like that, what ends up happening is when you do a down pick, you naturally kind of come out and away from the string, so it's easier to return and like catch the string on a down pick without accidentally grabbing it with the up pick like that. Thirdly, just not exerting as much force as you would think when you're doing the down pick motion, because it's very easy, especially when we're playing metal, to go like super, super hard. And there is something to be said for, you know, the quality of the note does change a little bit. The timbre of the note does change a little bit when you do more aggressive down picking. But your amp is probably loud as fuck already, right? Like you don't actually have to go that hard to get a nice chunky metal sound. So lighter on average motion or less strength overall will actually, again, it'll save you energy. It means that you can go for a little bit longer with your down picking. So when I think about like aggressive down picking parts here, I'm going to try to get real close up here. I got like a power chord on the bottom over here of this Strat. It's, you know, you can't really see me as I'm doing it in that, but in all of that, I'm a little bit tilted like this. I don't have to exaggerate it a lot. Just a tiny bit of tilt will get me that down and away. I'm making sure that I'm just tickling that string as much as I can while still maintaining the mute over here that I need. And then just lighter than you would think. I mean, there's your classic down pick riff. I would recommend for an exercise, start just on your low string. Just there is something to be said for like you do have to build a little muscle endurance by just repeating that a bunch for like a couple of weeks until you start to build up more stamina, but practice doing it with less force than you would think, less of the tip of the pick than you would think, and with a little bit of that kind of angle. This is actually very extreme. We don't necessarily have to have it that much. You can find that just even like a little bit like that is going to help. If you're very parallel like this, you're basically going to get caught under the string every single time. So just a little tiny angle and the tiniest little tip of the pick over and over. As you get better on one string, try aiming for like the fifth string by itself, because there's a little bit more challenge there because like you got that other string above. And then start trying to think about like string exchanges as you're doing things. And again, if you're exclusively down picking a riff, this kind of angle is going to help a lot. This kind of opposing angle helps if you're like ending a string on an up pick. That's more for like when we're doing like kind of shreddy things, or if for some reason everything is like very syncopated. So there's reasons you might want to do opposing tilt like that. But generally for down picking, kind of like that, coming out and away. You don't really have to think about coming out and away. Just like doing a downward elbow motion will still take you away from the nest of strings like that. Okay, so that's what I got for you.